How's it going, guys? It's Eclipse here and welcome back to the channel. We're going to be looking at a few different things in this video. We're going to kind of look at what's been changed within the most recent update to World of Tanks. We're going to have a look at the exact list of fixes that have been made to the game, and we're going to look at some potential things that might be coming, and also give you a nice list of kind of the things that I'd actually like to see in the game. I'd also kind of like to talk about what you guys have thought of the update 6.0 so far, and kind of how that's actually come along as part of the final end bit of this video. Obviously that'll be more of my opinions, and that's not necessarily the news, but we'll keep the first half of it for the news entirely. So first things first, the minimap in the bottom right has been added to Spectator mode. Spectator Hud is basically where if you're in custom games you'll be able to just see different things, and yeah, it's just basically improving that. So if you're playing custom games or you want to look at replays and stuff like that, then you can now see the various different things in the right place as to what you want. You have the camera angle indicator less notable. Tank names will now be by the icons. This is something that weren't in the game previously. So now when you look at a tank, what you can see is their kind of icon will also have the tank name and the player name. They're highlighted in like black around them. I don't know why it kind of looks a bit naff. I'm not going to lie, it looks kind of, I don't know. I'm impartial to it at the minute, and yeah. We've got icons highlight yellow when the vehicle is detected. So that's also in spectator mode. But this is also in-game as well. So what else do we have? Team list on the left and right shows the exact HP remaining. Player tanks / tank names highlight yellow when spotted. This is on the Spectator HUD, and also health of the individual team members are displayed on team lists. So that's good for those of you who are interested in clan battles and custom games and stuff like that. But for the majority of you, we'll be focusing on the actual improvements to the standard game, not involving custom games in spectator mode. These are kind of nice for my replays and anything that I'll be doing in terms of gameplay. If I didn't manage to actually record it straight away using my capture card, I can always go back and record it that way using the replay system, which I did go over in one of the previous videos that I made. So what are the improvements? We have the kill feed now includes your gamer tag, your tank name, and your tier. So that's actually really good. I say it's really good. It was something that was already in the game, and they removed it when they did the update, and then now they put it back in. So technically it's not that good. It's something that should have already been in the game, but it's, you know, got back to what it used to be, which I won't complain about. But also I should note that was already in the game, and I don't know why it got removed. Yeah, we've now got the what logo no longer spins, like fixing that sort of thing. I don't know why there's a point to that. So instead of it spinning, it will now just load with 3 consecutive dots, which is nothing big. It's just a loading screen. We've got also that font now respects players' uppercase and lowercase spellings of gamertags and PSN ID. So what does that mean? It's basically, you know, in-game, when you see another tank, it will actually have their kind of their capitalization. So say if you have a capital T at the start of your name, it will actually show your capital T or whatever it is, and if you've got one in the middle of your name, then it will also do the same for that. Yeah, nothing too big, but for those of you that are interested in that, then yeah, it's definitely been fixed. There's plenty of other things that could definitely be fixed within the game, but yeah, at least they've done that. We've got adjusted the tank icon size in the minimap, so now you'll see, if I can get a picture on screen in just a second at some point, is that you've got the tank icon is actually a lot smaller now. So on the minimap, it's kind of, well, they've just made it a lot smaller. I know that a lot of the people have kind of been saying that it's quite hard to see things on the game. I don't know that the size of the icons was too big last update, but now they've gone too small. It just seems like you should probably figure out a way of just making them somewhat a decent size. Like, yeah, I think that they're slightly too small, and obviously people can come up with their own opinions as to that, but I think that they're quite small, and that's coming from me. I've not got too bad vision, but yeah, hopefully you guys can kind of see that when you play the game. They've also adjusted the base icon size in the minimap, so yeah, the icon size has gone down, so it's yet again part of that. The minimap sizes of everything. You can now see more of the minimap though, so yeah, it's kind of up to you whether you want the radar or the minimap. I tend to have the minimap because I think the radar is or the little compass is completely rubbish, and I think if you're using the compass, I would 100% switch to the minimap because it is just that much better at giving you all of the information you need to be able to do better in game. What else? We have an added option to skip for the keycard opening animation. Wow. I would like to congratulate them for focusing on their microtransactions. You know, as a company, that's a brilliant move for them. As a player base, you know, there's plenty of other things that should probably be getting more attention right now. But at least they've done that. At least I can skip through my keycards that I earn. Yeah. Scoreboard is now sorted by XP only. So yeah, it'll literally just be how much XP you've got, rather than what it was before, where it was like it was ranked by who got the most XP and survived, and then after that it was who got the most XP and didn't survive the battle. Kind of a weird system, and yeah, I didn't quite get why they bothered changing that at all. So it's all so pretty much all this update is realistically changing things back to what they used to be. So for some of the older players, you're going to be seeing most of the stuff come back that you used to. You're going to get basically a lot more stuff that's kind of going to work in terms of what you previously had. Do I think there's that much new stuff, and have they fixed everything? Absolutely not. You've got things like destroyed platoon members' tank icons, and gamertags are now properly greyed out and show destroyed in the overview map. It's basically a lot of things where they're just fixing things that weren't working in the game. They've adjusted the visual elements for base capture, so instead of previously what it used to be, it was quite small and it didn't really let you know that people were capturing the base. It now comes up with a big warning message type thing when someone's in the base. You've also got things like the clip display updated to shell icons, so you'll see shells instead of the previous system. I didn't actually mind the previous one. I didn't think that was much of an issue for me, but yeah, they've changed it to shells now instead of the little ones that they used to have. They've adjusted the font and back glow for readability to icons and text. So what this means is what I was talking about earlier, and that's that tanks have now a black icon around their like text. So when it says what tank it is above them, when you're looking at them, it has like a black icon around the icon and also the text. I think that might help, but I don't think that it's as easy to read as they're trying to make it. I think that's definitely got some room to be improved and just make it more readable. It's kind of a bit. It just doesn't look finished yet, in my opinion. We've got consumables and ammo size is now the same. So yeah, I guess that it's just another little visual change. Everything still works the same with the consumables. You still get charged every battle, so you're still going to lose loads of silver. Tank cards and updated in size and improved the visual elements. So yeah, that's what I'll be kind of. You'll see in the garage when you first hop onto the game. They now have like some. It has the nation underneath the tank in the kind of like a really stretched out flag. You've also got like the XP amount that you'll earn on your daily double. It now says plus 100 XP, well, plus 100% XP. That did previously, but it was kind of harder to read, so that's easier to read. It's bigger for you guys that kind of jump on when you want to find out which tank you need to do your double in. It's the red plus 100%, and obviously that will change if it's times 5 XP, etc. So yeah, I should have that on screen in a minute, hopefully, for you guys to see, or right now in the video. But that's what that is used for. So if you were wondering where your times 2, that's where it is. They've added download progress bar to the garage. I don't get why that's not a big thing. And then bug fixes. There's probably a lot more, but they're probably little changes. But these are the main ones. Completing the season no longer soft locks the game. So previously it would kind of stop the game working slightly. The M60 engine name is now correct. That wasn't previously. I don't know why. Things like this they need to kind of focus on trying to maintain the update actually working properly when they release stuff. They should be trying to actually focus on kind of making sure the game runs as it's intended. I feel like they don't test enough, and that's kind of been a real problem. Furthermore, we've got various emblem icons are now appearing correctly. You've got creating a second custom flag for a vehicle. No longer affects the previous created flags. You've got the Barasco is no longer invisible when destroyed with the hero skin equipped. That was a big problem when it first came out, is that it was invisible. I've noticed that the Tiger 131 has a really weird skin in game, and it's kind of messing up some of the visual model of it. Custom games now correctly enforces the bad word filter. That obviously wasn't working, and people were probably able to say some naughty words, but yeah, now that's working apparently. Navigating the UI no longer becomes slower with use, so yeah, it will just be just as speedy as it is when you first log onto the game. And the 6th Sense icon no longer overlaps the track module. I just don't get why they didn't think of that to begin with, but now you'll be able to actually see 6th Sense properly. Before the track icon would actually just get in the way, and you wouldn't even necessarily be able to see the 6th Sense icon 100%. So now that that's all over and done with, that's all of the updates and patches that have come on to World of Tanks console. I wanted to talk about possible things that I think would really be good for the game. I think they've been releasing a lot of free tanks at tier 10 and tier 9 and tier 8, and although I like getting these tanks for free, I feel like it's very much anyone can get them, and it's causing a lot of really short games at the higher tiers where people don't know what they're doing. So they literally hop onto the game, they get a tier 10 after, 400 games because they've unlocked it through the season pass, and it takes, 400 games to be able to get the season pass maxed out for most players. I've found that anyway, because I did have my alternate account. I did it in like 200 games, got the season pass, got a tier 10, got a tier 9, I've got a tier 8 premium, I've got all of the different things. And if I hadn't already played the game, I'm at tier 10 in a game where I've barely played. I have no idea about what's going on, and it's just causing a lot of problems. I mean, I'm not against giving free premiums, but when you're giving out the highest pinnacle tier of the game, in tier 10, it's causing some real problems, and I think I should probably make a dedicated video towards that. I'd like to see what your opinions are. I'm going to compile a massive list of all the things that the community are suggesting. I really want to make a proper detailed video, kind of talk about everything that I believe could be implemented into the game. I'm going to start this list fairly soon. I've already got loads and loads of your suggestions. There was a poll I did recently talking about how much you played the game. If you're still watching right now, you probably might have done that. That's on the channel on the community tab. You can always fill that in. It's still readily available for you to do that. And I kind of just want to get a kind of your guys' thoughts on the game so far and what you're liking, what you're not liking. There'll probably be another poll coming out very soon today that will kind of talk about the suggestions that I'd like to give to Wargaming. Hopefully they'll kind of look at this and this big compilation of suggestions that I'll make, and we can really get some positive changes straight from your guys' thoughts. So make sure you leave a comment down below, give me everything you want. Hopefully if you make it fairly straightforward for me to read, it's probably more likely I can get the gist of what you're trying to say, and then I can kind of implement that all into a big list. I'll be kind of trying to figure out how many times someone's mentioned a certain thing and put that as the main priority, and you know, that's what I really want to work towards, because although we've lost a lot of players, I think in terms of the veterans and stuff like that, I think they're not going to re-roll it back now. They've just been pushing this update out, and it's just going to continue coming, and I think a lot of more new players have joined, and they're just going to continue with this. I don't think it's going to go back to what it was, I'm not going to lie. As much as I think it would be easy to get back into that, I think this is kind of given a bit of freshness for me as a player that's played for a long time, 6 years plus. It's definitely something interesting to look at, and I definitely want to see where it goes, but I'd like to also make sure that the community has an input into the game as to where it's going, not just a blind, you know, shotgun blast of just anything that they fancy that might come into the game. I definitely 100% know that you guys want more maps in the rotation. The amount of map selection that we have right now is disgustingly low. It just needs to be upgraded, and just more of them, please. I know that they're working on that, and that will be in the late February. We're getting Highway back, which is a map that we've had previously. They've obviously updated it to the new graphics that came out with update 6.0, and then we're getting a brand new map as well. So I'm just hoping that in quick succession they start releasing more maps on a regular basis. You know, one more new map every 2 weeks would be fantastic. I'm not asking for the world. I literally just want some of the old maps back, even if the graphics weren't necessarily up to the standard that they want. I think it's more important to get them in the game as quickly as possible, because players are getting fed up. You don't want the newer players getting like sick of believing that they're the only maps in the game, and that they're going to be playing thousands and thousands of battles on you know, 5 or 6 or 7 different maps that are currently in rotation at the highest tiers. Other than that, I don't want to drag this video out into my suggestions right now, but I would just want to give you kind of an example as to what I would like you guys to kind of suggest to me. Anything you feel is broken, any kind of list of bugs that you found, leave them in the comment section below. Like the video. If you want to subscribe, you'll see all of the content and the suggestion video that come up in your subscription feed. Also, just your viewership is literally enough. If you don't want to subscribe or you don't want to like, then I just thank you for actually watching this video through to this point. It's been like 19 minutes nearly now, and I just really appreciate all of the support. Just trying to build a nice community where, you know, we're being productive. We're trying to build a positive kind of area on World of Tanks console, because I believe there is not that big of a like ceiling right now, and I think if we can actually break through that ceiling, and you know, there is room above it for us to grow as a community, and it just needs some actual support from the community itself, and also that contact with the developers, because I feel that's 100% been what's stopping a lot of the game from really progressing and actually growing. So I'm really hoping that that's something we see in the near future, because yeah, I'm definitely getting a bit a bit kind of drained by some things that come into the game, and I just thought I'd let you guys know. Other than that, I know this is dragged on, but I want to say thank you to everyone for watching. I want you all to hopefully have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Feel free to check out some of the videos that will be on screen right now. There's the actual in-game operation and guide news video that should be on the left, and therefore also my most recent video there for you to go have a look at if you want to check that out. That will really help my channel. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.